Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. I am your host, Glassfield Crossfield. Go ahead, Paul.
It's your boy African Prince AP.
All right. And you, sir?
What's good, y'all? It's Kaleem, also known as Kid Filmz, celebrity photographer. You dig?
All right. So, where are you from?
I'm from the Bay Area, but Oakland, California, primarily West Side.
You're a Warriors fan?
Uh, yeah, I would say that. I grew up watching them when no one was watching them. You know what I'm saying? When they was
Monte
just
Ellis?
giving out tickets. Yeah, Monte Ellis, all them, bro. All the days. David, man. And then they got the super team, and the whole world hopped on the wave. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even cool to be a Warriors fan no more.
Nah.
So, how did you end up picking your name? Your stage name?
Uh, so that's a great question, honestly. So my biological name is Kaleem, mixed from my mother's name Malik. It's just the same letters backwards and mixed around. And then Kid Filmz, KID is actually my initials. So I put
Oh,
that together. And yes, sir. And then that's where you got it today, Kid Filmz.
That's wavy.
oh,
Yes, sir.
what brought you to photography?
Honestly, like I started off doing YouTube and a lot of content on social media of just like recording myself and trying to get my face out there to be more known. And I was making YouTube videos and Instagram videos and stuff, doing like little trends back in like 2015, 16. And then some like one of my friends went like, yo, this video is dope. Can you shoot something like this for me? And I did it, out of love. And I feel like as a creator, you have more of a sense of professionalism when you're doing something for somebody else. So when I was editing that video for them, like I felt like I took a lot more time and was trying to really make it look nice because, it's my name on the line on top of theirs. So I want to make both of us look good. And then honestly, once I did that video for them, then I was like, yo, it's more lucrative to film and shoot other people than yourself at first because like doing YouTube, like you don't get compensated like quickly unless you're popping, so you can monetize. But shooting for other people, it's a very high demand and you get paid more. And then I just started doing that, honestly, started shooting like sports, like high school basketball games and other shit. And then once I kind of graduated out there and realized that sports wasn't really what I wanted to do, but I was just using it as like a building ground to perfect my craft and get better at editing and shooting and lighting and all that stuff. And I jumped into the, music industry and here where I'm at today. But my camera's brought me a lot of different opportunities and put me in places and doors that I never thought I would ever see myself in. But it's just crazy and humbling to see where it all started at because like when I first picked up a camera, I would have never thought that I would be here today.
You said that your camera brought you a lot of opportunities. What's the biggest opportunity you said your camera or your talent has brought you?
Mm, I think that's a hard question to answer because I've done some like a lot, definitely a lot of work, and it's kind of hard to say which one's biggest and what's not because I think it's all left to opinion. I've shot and worked with a lot of people that are a lot of people's idols, and I've done a lot of jobs and done stuff that people only dreamt of doing. So I think it's up to the subject, like I said, of opinion. But in my personal opinion, what the biggest project I've done so far, um, I would just have to say, just working with Rolling Loud and getting assigned to them and doing a lot of work with them because when I first picked up my camera, like I was going to Rolling Loud as like, like just buying a ticket, general admission. And honestly, like I got to the point where it was like, man, I don't want to buy a ticket anymore. Like I really want to be a part of this, like this energy, the festival. Like I just want to be a part of the creative side to make this shit dope. And I manifested that shit. And I really started like tapping into every single person, DMing hundreds of people anybody who was under production with them and like really building my portfolio and trying to get out there. And like I said, that shit was a dream to me. And now being actually a part of the direct team, it was like a dream come true. And it's definitely led to more opportunities and bigger things, and work with people and artists that like, you know, I grew up listening to, like people that you don't think that you're going to be around. So I would just have to say probably working with them has been my biggest opportunity so far. But I've done a lot of dope stuff, honestly. Just it's very humbling to sit back and realize that I'm 19 doing a lot of things that I'm doing and working with the people I'm doing. Cause I would say 9 times out of 10, like honestly, I'm the youngest in the room on whatever project I'm working on or whoever I'm traveling with. And it's just like, you know, it's a big eye opener, but it's very motivational to see the things I'm doing at this young age is just now getting started. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's still tip of the iceberg, haven't even peaked yet.
Wow, I was gonna ask you how old are you? I thought you were at least in your 20s, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Most
great.
people do. Yeah, I'm only 2 years out of high school. And originally out of high school, I was an athlete. I was supposed to go to college for running track. Pandemic hit, and my second semester of senior year, I wasn't able to do any of our senior events. We were all online. Like all the COVID shit just started happening. So I wasn't able to run my senior track season. I was projected to go to state and nationals and all this other shit. And I kind of let my athletic side go and really tapped in with my creative side and really, really mastered my craft behind the camera and getting more opportunities to. I feel like that happened to a lot of people in the pandemic. A lot of people really tapped into like hidden talents and skills that they weren't necessarily having as much focus on before because they didn't have the time or didn't have the accessibility to sit down in their house and really get good at what they want to do and really follow their dreams. They're kind of just, you know, restricted to what their day-to-day life was. And I feel like for me, I was one of the people who prevailed in the pandemic and was able to really make the best out of my talents and get more opportunities for something that I love doing. And since then, like I said, 2 years out of college, I was supposed to go like to a whole bunch of different colleges for track. And then after that, I wind up just saying, fuck it. I had scholarships for academics as well. So I wound up going into a community online just because all the 4-year colleges were, you know, they were going to be online anyway. So there's no point to pay hella bread just to get the same experience as someone who's basically getting that shit for free or paying very minimal to get the like pretty much similar education. But then after that, I wind up like not fucking with it and dropped out my first semester of college and literally just picked up my camera and started going crazy because it's like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing nothing right now, honestly. So it's like I had to make the best out of the opportunity and where I strongly believed that I would flourish in. You know what I'm saying? I felt like school wasn't necessarily for me. Outside of like the social interactions, because like I'm a big people person. I can't necessarily sit behind a computer all day and talk to people. I'm a face-to-face person. I like to interact, feel energy, feel vibes, you know what I'm saying? And really like connect with people. And I appreciate y'all so much for hitting me up. Like I haven't met y'all in person yet, but I could definitely feel y'all some like dope individuals. And definitely when I get to New York, we got to build and do some more, you know what I'm saying?
For
But
sure.
outside of that, like it's just it's a learning experience. Everyone's journey is different, but I'm glad that I took the journey I did because it's got me to where I'm at.
So at what point did you figure out that all right, this is the career path that I want?
Um, yeah, honestly, like I was saying, kind of like in that moment, because I felt like it was like kind of like a life or death situation. It's like either I'm gonna go to school and still be trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to implement how am I gonna make school make me successful, or I could see this talent that I have that I'm pretty good at. I can still get better and master if I had the time, or I could do some other shit. And it was like really weighing my options, a lot of heavy thinking. It was like in that moment, it was like, honestly, like I'm a type of person, there's two people in the world. There's either doers or don'ters, you know what I'm saying? You're either gonna make action or sit back and watch that shit pass you. So it's like, I'm a person that I would never want to live in regret and sit there and be like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. I'd rather have said I did that or failed or I succeeded, you know what I'm saying? Because you really aren't failing, you're just learning. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna take that risk and do the shit I love and see where it takes me. And like honestly, surprisingly, like it's got me way outside of my exceeded expectations. And like I said, every day is just a blessing, new opportunities, new people I'm talking to, new people I'm building with. And besides that, it's just like I just want to be the best at what I do. Even though I'm still at a very young age, I feel like there's a lot of growing and learning I need to do on my end to where I want to be. Cause I feel like, you guys know, like as creators, we put very high standards on ourselves, but sometimes we gotta take a step back and be like, wow, like I made it this far and like I'm obviously doing something right with my craft because this is why I'm here where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm in the room with certain people, talking to certain people, because everything happens for a reason.
Who would you say is your favorite person or celebrity to work with or take pictures of?
Um, honestly, like one of my close friends, 24 karat golden from San Francisco Bay area where I'm from. Um, it's more like a homie basis. It's not like working with a celebrity. He's a super dope guy, very down to earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to shoot right when I come back from New York. I'm gonna fly into LA the 31st and do the first few couple of tour dates from him. Because he's about to start his tour November 2nd. And I feel like with him, like we kind of grew together. Like he was popping. I was low-key popping on social media, and then he just blew up. And then I was shooting for him and we kind of grew together. And then he's the person he is today and really put the Bay Area on the map and did shit that nobody's from my area has ever done. And I feel like just it's extremely humbling because he's only 1 year older than me to see the shit he's accomplished. And it's like, with that, it's a very, like I said, we know each other more on like a personal level. So it's like just working with him, it's all love, it's all family shit. Like big homie Paperboy, one of his managers and people who helped and guided me, a big mentor, somebody who did the same for Golden. Like it's been nothing but like organic support around those two individuals and a lot more from our area, because it's like a lot of people don't realize how many like creative people and talented people come out of the Bay Area, but a lot of them don't really get to see the light of day. And it's like when you give these people these opportunities, like they extremely flourish. And it's just like, to sit back and realize where where I'm at and where the people around me have become and who's still here and who's still rolling with me. Like, everybody who I directly associate with, everybody who I surround myself with, we're all winning in the sense that like we still grinding and we still have similar goals and we want to have high expectations for each other and see each other flourish. So I think it's just dope, honestly, to be around a lot of those people. There definitely is a lot of fake and artificial people in the game, but you have once you're around a lot of these people, you get a certain amount of like of experience to realize who's really just trying to leech off you and who's really just trying to build with you. And like, both people are gaining something equivalent out of the situation, or if it's just out of love, it don't matter. But you just gotta work with people who have the correct intentions, because a lot of niggas will try to use you out here. And like I said, definitely somebody who's been solid since day one, since I met them, is Golden, and everybody on the dream team and everybody in that sense, like Chips, all them, like it's been nothing but love, no cap.
So that's your man's. Like y'all be kicking it and shit.
Yeah, that's the guy for surely.
I love stories like that, man, where people who grew up together or got to know each other really well, and then someone blows up, and now you feel me, like that has to be like the greatest feeling.
Yeah, for real. It was like we was both little homies. Like we was going with Paperboy, going to like sneaker cons in like middle school, early high school, selling shoes, selling sneakers, like just doing shit that like kids do, like interested in the same, have same similarities and interests, and like just man, growing up and like I said, seeing how we both had two completely different paths, but it kind of got us around the same people. And we're able to still build to this day on a business level and a personal level and just continue thriving. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. Because, you know, as kids, both of us never would have seen the shit we doing today and been like, you know, no one would have imagined the shit that we're at right now. Like I said, major kudos to Golden for what he's done for everyone in the city and everyone who we was building with, because it's like, it's a real statement, and it's just dope to, like I said, see the growth. The growth is major. Like, I man, yeah.
And I was gonna ask, but I think you mentioned it. Like, what are like the pros and cons that come with this? You know, because there's a good and bad to everything. It's like, yes, you're making it, and you know, you're getting to a level where you want to be at and more. But I'm sure there's cons that come with it. Like you mentioned, you know, everybody is not as real as they say they are. Everybody's intentions are not, you know, always the best and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Honestly, I feel like just directly with me, the pros and cons of kind of what I do on the day to day is like a lot of people from like previous generations or current generations, they're living in a time where like you need stability, and like the kind of go-to option is get a job, get a 9 to 5, go to college, you know, get it, like do things that's going to make you money to pay bills, and you get a check and you'll be good at the end of the day. And I feel like as creators, when we're doing stuff freelance and it's you make your check, you can either run up 10 bands in 1 month and then run up $0 the next month. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing and curating everything as a business by yourself, as an independent, you determine what, you know, you make. And it's like a lot of people don't understand that. That's why they won't ever tap into their creative side. A lot of people won't take that chance, take that risk, bet on themselves to be great at what they do. You get a lot of kind of hate in society from a lot of like people and friends and like even family, like people discouraging you from doing what you love because it's not like the route they see themselves taking. And it's like with that, you know, you either gonna take that with a grain of salt, you're gonna accept their opinion and accept their reality, or you're gonna prevail through that and just keep trying to be great and grind towards what you want in life and just be consistent to it, and you definitely gonna see results. Um, and then outside of that, it's just like sometimes with these celebrities and this artist stuff, like it just comes with a lot of bullshit. Like, you know, they people be wild and people be beefing all this other shit, and just like sometimes it's just like it gets a little hectic. But besides that, like the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Um, I'm able to have a lot of freedom with my time. Um, I can make my schedule and just be in a different city, different state, different country when I need to be to shoot a project, whatever it has to be. I'm not limited to just going to the same place every day. I'm able to get better at what I do on a daily basis and increase, you know, my profit margins, and really just like meet a lot of dope people and, you know, be in places that you usually wouldn't be if you weren't, you know, following your craft and letting that shit develop. But honestly, bro, like with the pros and cons, like I just feel like everything's gonna change like as you're growing. So it's like instead of focusing like so much on like the bad and the good, just live, and whatever comes out of it, you know, that's what's meant to be. And that's how I kind of feel like I just live my day on my life on a day-to-day basis, and just it's got me into some crazy adventures and crazy situations, got me into some dope content, some drama, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it's all memories. We all young, you know what I'm saying? We gotta just live our life without, you know, no regrets, too much thinking, but still being wise with our decisions.
Definitely.
What would you say was your big break in the photography industry?
Mm, that's a good question. Hmm, my big break. Let me see. I would say I've had like I've had a couple, because like I said, honestly, I've been doing this shit since I was like 17. And I started off with this little Canon Rebel, just little. I got it for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Just shoot not music videos, YouTube videos of myself. And then once I started shooting like other people, I've relied heavily on networking more than actually developing the skill. Like, putting myself out there. I'm a photographer. I do this, this, and this. And still to this day, like you can ask anybody in my direct circle, like my main focus with anything as a business person and as a creative is networking, because you can add value to a lot of people's life and a lot of people can add value to your life and you guys could get a dope end product. And with networking, I was able to get myself to shoot this concert for Erykah Badu. And I had this like trash camera that I was using for just like basic YouTube stuff. And I'm over here shooting an Erykah Badu concert on stage. Like it was like right after school. Like I'm coming out of high school, like third period, fourth period, geometry, and then I'm going to an Erykah Badu concert to shoot with this Canon camera, and it's like I'm on stage with her, and there's other photographers, and they got like $5,000, $7,000 lenses and equipment and stuff, and I just feel like I'm a little fish in a big pond, but I still came out with a dope end product. They liked it, I liked it, and it was just like in that moment, I kind of had a realization. It was like, this is what I want to do. And it was like, no matter where I'm at, what I'm doing, like, I'm still going to be able to make something out of myself and still be able to really like, thrive in this shit. Because I feel like a lot of photographers like get, um, they get discouraged by like their equipment and their opportunities and like being able to shoot and book clients and do this and do that, and they see someone like me like working with a lot of dope people, a lot of celebrities and stuff. But it was like that shit didn't necessarily just come overnight. Like it really took me working with a lot of people, doing hundreds of free shoots, doing shoots that'll take me hours to edit, only shooting them for like $30 just to get that experience to really like get good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a lot of people won't be willing to put in that work to get to the point that I'm at. By no means do I know everything about photography. I'm still, like I said, I'm still in the learning phase. Like there's a million people who can shoot better than me, but I feel like what separates me to get these opportunities is just my networking skills, my presence, and my professionalism. And the throughout the whole process, like the good feelings you get throughout booking me. And it's like, sometimes that outweighs like of who's a better shooter. And I think like there's been a couple moments that they've had really like big breaks for me, but I feel like in that moments when I really knew like this is shit I want to do, you know what I'm saying?
What are some tips that you would give to an up and coming photographer?
Oh man, I love this question. Definitely tips I would give to them is like I said, just work with what you got and make it seem like, you know, like I was just telling my friend yesterday, Elijah, he just picked up a camera and he was like, yo, Liam, like I'm trying to book more clients. There's not too many people out where I'm at. I don't really have no work to show people. I got my camera, I know how to use it, but I don't know how to really get out there. And I was like, man, like whatever you want to shoot, you gotta really go for it. Like if you want to shoot music videos, if you go on Spotify right now, there's like 200,000 new artists every single day. There's new people who are in need of content, music videos. Like you got to reach out to as many people as possible. You can't sit back and wait for opportunities to come to you. You have to go get them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to reach out to those type of people. If you want to shoot product, like let's say I want to shoot products, like I want to shoot stuff like commercial stuff. I can get a water bottle right here, put it on a table and get some good lighting and make a cool product commercial like in my house. Like you can't just like sit back and wait for shit to come to you. You gotta be a go-getter and don't be discouraged, like I said, about getting paid right off the bat. A lot of people are like, yo, being a photographer, you get paid hella money, you get to do all this stuff. But it's like, it's not always like that. It's not always sunshines and rainbows. Like, you're going to be doing a lot of free work. There's going to be times where clients or bookings are low, but you got to figure out how to put yourself still out there. And I felt like sometimes some of my free work was better than my paid work because I didn't have the stigma. I feel like, all right, I got to get this done. They're paying me this much, like, I need to get done by this time period. Like, I got to do all this. Like, I got to make it look perfect. I just had more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just, as a photographer, just have fun with it, get as creative as possible. And if you're doing a free shoot, make it look like it's something that someone would pay you $1,000,000 for, because, you know what I'm saying? If you posting that content, you know, it's not capping. You let them know this is something that I would usually charge 400 to do, but this is something I did out of the love for the project. You know what I'm saying? So when you're working out with other clients, they can see like what they would be paying for. So I would just say, just don't focus on equipment. Really, just focus on mastering your craft and go out there and get that shit. Because media, photography, all media and social media and anything of those lines right now in the new age is going to be, and so there's opportunities out there all the time. Like even what you guys are doing with podcasting, like that shit is getting cracking again. Like people are really like tapping into this. So it's like, you know, whatever you're doing, just really, really put forth your best foot and like grind that shit out. You're gonna have a big outcome at the end.
Are there any photographers in the game that you respect and look up to?
Absolutely. There's a couple. Um, Definitely Sham, shot by Sham. He's like my big bro. If I never had a brother, but he's definitely like my big brother. This dude is a phenomenal photographer. This dude literally shoots any of the game, like Kardashians, Wendy Williams, like Cardi B, like anybody you can think of, this dude shoots. And why I respect him so much is his work ethic is unmatched. Like this dude doesn't listen to music. This dude doesn't watch TV. This dude just eats, lives, and breathes photography. Like that's all it is. So he's like so good at what he does because he's outworking everybody, and that's simply what it is. And I admire his work ethic more than anything. And he showed so much love to me. Like when I first met him, I swiped up on his Instagram post because he said he needed models for a shoot. So I tapped in with him, and it turns out I am. So we just kind of really turned up and connected, and he just been, like I said, showing me love like a big brother would. Like he's been really, really helping me get to places and giving me advice to the shit that I should be doing, how I should shoot it, how I should work with clients, all this stuff, and like really be getting me ready for like bigger opportunities when I get them. And it's like I have so much love for him because this is all organic. Like he didn't ask me to pay him for none of this. Like this is all just him showing love, and he shows love to so many people. Like I remember back in the days, it was around this time last year when Clubhouse was first coming out. He was on Clubhouse for like a week straight. Like the phone didn't turn off. Like before anybody knew what Clubhouse was, he put me on the Clubhouse. He was like, "Yo, this is a dope networking app. Like you can network with all these people, blah, 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 blah." And it was like, it's just little stuff like that. Like, I've grown as a photographer with him and seen him grow. And just like every step of the way, he's helped me through it and getting me opportunities to get paid to shoot. And like, it's just, I don't know, like that's somebody I definitely aspire to be like when I get older in the industry. And I don't know where I kind of would be without him in this sense. And I really like respect that man. And like I said, this dude is so dope. You guys gotta check him out. But shot by yeah, that's the guy for sure.
You said shot by Sham?
Yeah, shot by and then Sham. SM.
Are there?
That man's a go.
We'll definitely check him out. You think he'll be down for an interview?
Absolutely. Like I said, if you just reach out to him, he shows so much love. It makes no sense. Like he's one of the most genuine, down to earth dudes you'll probably ever encounter with. He has so much knowledge, even at a younger age. He's not like no OG. Like and just besides that, like I said, you definitely get a lot of great content out of him. And man,
What would you say is one of the wildest behind the scenes celebrity moments that you can tell us? You might not, you don't got a name drop if you don't want to, but
Shit. There's been some times, because with celebrities, there comes a lot of like egos. There comes a lot of like, there's a lot of stuff tied behind it. But let me think. We probably circle back to that question. I'm gonna really think about it because that's like there's been a couple moments that've been like, oh shit.
Are
So
there
yeah,
are there any celebrities that you were starstruck by, like that you couldn't believe that you're seeing them?
I can't lie. Probably Rihanna. I can't lie. When I went to my Miami Rolling Loud, ASAP Rocky just finished shooting, and Rolling Loud had like the Nobu, like they had like a club at Rolling Loud. Like there was a Nobu section, and it had like a view of the stage. So I went into there to talk to my boss and show him some content, and then I just see Rihanna walk straight past me. And it's like one of those moments where you're like, hold up, like you have to do a double take, like,
Mhm.
because I interact with like a lot of celebrities like all the time, but like that was just one that was like, it was just like, damn, like it's Rihanna, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then she was super down to earth, said what's up, whatever, dipped off and finished doing what I was doing. But it was just like, it's definitely like dope seeing like celebrities that like you've idolized and looked up to be like extremely down to earth people, and that's just dope. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
But I feel like it depends on how you meet them, and how you interact with them, because there be times like where celebrities are just getting swarmed by hundreds and people, and it's like you might have a way different reaction to them compared to if you met them like on a personal one-on-one basis. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So it's like it's all about time and with that type of sense, because I know a lot of people who've had fucked up experiences with celebrities. They're like, I'm actually cool with and are actually dope people just because of the timing, they were met at, and like, the interaction that they had.
Are there any celebrities that you were shocked by, like character wise, that like to the world they look one way, but like behind closed doors, like you're shocked that like I didn't expect you to be this cool or be this down to earth and stuff like that?
You don't got a name drop. We're not trying to indict you here, man.
I prefer the name drop, but you don't.
No. Cool. Anybody I be kicking it with is people like I'm close with, honestly. And I would have to say, I would say Trippie Redd. Trippie Redd's hella cool. Like, um, he's just a funny nigga, bruh. I'll tell you that. Like, he's just hella funny, and you know, he has kind of like he be hanging with a whole bunch of hood niggas. Like, he has like a alt like personality, and it's just hella like the way it mixes so perfectly, and it's just hella funny. Like, but he's a cool dude, bruh. Like, I've shot like 3 or 4 Trippie shows, seen him in festival a million times. I know a couple of people in his entourage on a personal level, but yeah, no, he's definitely a character. I will say that.
What event so far that you've gone to that you would say is your favorite?
Favorite, I would probably say uh 2019 Rolling Loud Los Angeles. That was the very first Rolling Loud that I shot. Like, I was shooting before I even worked with Rolling Loud. I just went as I had a guest band for a backstage with Golden. He was performing, and it was like I literally saved up hella money to buy the brand new camera, a brand new Sony A7 III. The camera I still have today. I saved up hella money to shoot it. I mean, to buy it. I bought it, didn't even have a lens. So I went out to LA, rented a lens just to go out there and shoot. And it was like the moment where it's like, all right, I'm trying to take this shit to the next level and really make this shit what I do for a living. And once I was able to go back there and be like personally with like more artists at the same time and really connect with a lot of people and connect and network with the people in the back ends and the behind the scenes and stuff. It was definitely dope. And then that Rolling Loud particularly was just insane. I ran into Pop Smoke, which was crazy because I didn't even know.
RP.
But
RP
yeah,
Pop.
Woo. I ran into him, talked to him for a minute. I didn't even honestly know who he was at the time, but he had on this V-Lone and we were just talking. And then I was talking to Doja Cat before she even popping like how she is. Like there was a lot of people who is just crazy to look back now that I interacted with at that Rolling Loud who are like really up right now. And I feel like just that one in general, you know, it was a big turning point for me because I did a lot of dope work that year. And like I said, I rented a lens. Didn't even have it like that, bro, but I made it seem like I did and I performed and I really dropped dope content and it was just dope.
What would you say is the most important lesson that you've learned in your line of work?
My important lesson, I would just say, as a photographer, like, you know, there's a lot of perks and there's a lot of the game plays both sides, but always make sure like once you get to a point where you're shooting like professionally and everything you shoot you should be compensated for, like make sure people aren't taking advantage of you, using you, like make sure you're actually getting compensated for your work, whether it's through promo, whatever it is, through exposure. Like if you're shooting someone or working with somebody, if they're not paying you top notch, if they're not paying you what they usually should or your rate, make sure you're getting something outside of it, because a lot of people undervalue photographers but realize that we're the main people they need for their growth. So it's like use that title to your advantage. And yeah, like, you know, like I said, just don't be out here letting people trying to finesse you into thinking that, you know, you doing them a favor, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, like it's photography and videography, it's an art, and you're allowing someone to be a part of your art form. So really cherish that shit and you know, hold yourself to a high pedestal and expect everyone you work with to hold you to that same pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
How far do you want to take this? Like you're a photographer. You know, sometimes people want to branch out and get into clothing or branch out in producing or movies. Like, how far do you want to take this? Like, what's the ceiling for you?
Man, Shorty just asked me that yesterday, and she was like, where do you want to be with photography or just Kid Films in 5 years?" And I honestly couldn't give them an answer because 5 years I'm gonna be 24. What do I want to be doing in that? Because it seems like it don't seem like that much time, or it seems like hella time, but it's gonna go quick because man, like all the shit you be doing, like I be forgetting what month it is half the time, what week, like months be going rapidly fast. Like I be out of town for a couple weeks, come back, be in town for one day, just have enough time to do laundry, change, repack my bag. Like should be going quick.
That
So
sounds
I don't
lit though. I'm not gonna lie, that
know.
sounds lit.
Yeah.
It's lit. And I would just say in 5 years, I want to be able to scale my brand on the same level like other production brands are, like on a bigger level. I definitely want to start building, like you said, clothing. Like I used to have my own Kid Films merchandise, but it was more athleisure, just like logo stuff. What I want to start doing is actually really making it like a real clothing brand, like cut and sew, like getting my pictures, like if I've took of people, content creators, influencers, models, whatever it is, put them in Photoshop, get some good graphic designing on them, put them on like an all over print. Just do a lot of dope shit with the work I've done, because I feel like I said, I'm so much of a people person. I just like to shoot, network. But I sometimes I've got to the point like this year, especially where I'm shooting more than I'm editing, which isn't good. So I'm like behind on my content. Like I'm still posting stuff from July currently. And it's like I kind of have to rush getting the content out because I'm so behind. I just want to be able to get to the point where I can build a team and a foundation where I can go out and do the things I need to do, and I can rely on people like, yo, I need you to edit this, and really, like I said, just take my business to that next level professionally, where I can really have an empire and not just having an individual unit, and just really be able to uplift other creators and help other people who are in my circle or stay low to me, who are growing, you know what I'm saying, like really get to where they want to be throughout any resources that I have that I can connect them with, or vice versa. Because at the end of the day, when you're building that team, you really want to find those loyal people who've been sticking by your side, have your best interests, and really want to see you win. And I just want to bring up everybody, like I said, that has been a part of that part of my journey, and really just see everyone succeed. You can ask anybody in my circle, like any opportunity I have that wouldn't necessarily benefit me directly, but it's something that would be huge to them. It's like nothing. Like, I'll hook them up. Like, I've been able to get people modeling gigs who've never even modeled before, but like that was one of their dreams they wanted to do just out of love. Like, been able to shoot people and do things and really just create organic moments and organic happiness between the bond, and really just like I said, see everyone excel in that moment. So honestly, where I want to take my shit is just as far as I can, and be able to really get to that point in my life where I don't got to worry about nothing financially, worry about anyone around me struggling, worry about nothing like that. I just want to be able to provide for everyone who provided for me coming up, and really just be able to have a legacy that I can be proud of, my grandkids, my kids could be proud of. And man, just like I said, just really turn this shit up.
Facts.
For a 19-year-old man, I really like where your mindset is at, man.
Now,
Talking about legacy and grandkids, you honestly don't hear that from a lot of people your age.
I appreciate that, for real. Yeah. Because like, I really don't like to let age be the determinate, like be the determinant of where I'm standing and what opportunities I get. Like I said previously, like most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I'm usually the youngest in the room of what I'm doing, like in the club, whatever. But I'll be having to use a fake ID to be getting me into places, bro, because I'm not supposed to be in the places I'm supposed to be in. But because of who I am and who I've talked to and who I've networked with, it's like these people want me to be around them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I said, some normal shit, but I feel like my mentality isn't where I'm at my age. And that's why I felt like, really, like once I graduated high school and I was able to really pick the people I can surround myself with, not necessarily being forced to be around the same couple hundred of kids every single day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're average of your circle, you spend your time with. So it's like, if you got to surround yourself with people who are pushing you to be the best of yourself, and people you hold to a high standards, people you want to see thrive. And once I really was able to do that, really choose my friends and who I wanted to build with, it really progressed me. I can't lie. So I just want to say shout out to all the people who like really have helped me and really like supported me and have pushed me, and the people I've pushed to just become the best of, make the best of our situations, and really just, thrive. um like I said, everybody in my circle is coming up, and it's like, it's a beautiful thing to see, because a lot of people my age, my skin color, aren't really supposed to be doing the stuff that we be doing, but we out here doing it, you know what I'm saying? Beating all odds.
Were you ever able to hang out with your favorite artist so far?
My favorite artists, I'll say yeah. I'll say yeah, definitely. Like, there's people that I like to listen to a lot of music, and just being in the artist scene, like there's been a lot of music that like I've been put on to, like artists that are like dope, that I've heard them for the first time in concert, and I really like fuck with them, and I like became not necessarily a fan, but like I followed their music, and like, it's dope seeing them progress. And one of those people was definitely Don Tolliver, and I was able to shoot Don right before he went
Yeah.
on set at Rolling Loud. We were in charge of giving the artists their chains from our sponsor, Shop GLD. They got these big ass Rolling Loud chains with an alligator on them. So we're giving all the artists the chains. We had to get a picture with them. And Don was definitely someone, like, I knew all his music. And so when I seen him in person, I was able to give him the chain. It was a dope experience, dope interaction. Cause it was like, yeah, like it's someone like I really slap on the daily, and I'm able to shoot him. But yeah, no, I've worked with a lot of people, honestly. So, but definitely, like I said, my favorite, probably like artist wise, like music I listen to, would definitely be Don that I've met. There's definitely some OGs I want to meet whose music I really fuck with, like the Snoops, the 50s, all those people, like people you just are instant classics, you be slapping, like, you know, I'm kind of been really surrounded by like the younger crowds and the younger generations, but I need to really gap out to those older crowds and generations because I feel like I definitely can with my portfolio and surround myself by those people because those people are just like they're on a different tier, like they're real life goats, you know what I'm saying?
So we circle back to that wildest celebrity behind the scenes moment. Have you thought of one yet?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna name drop, but I've seen some wild shit. Like we were in the club once in Miami, and we're with all our people, and there was like the Kardashians friends there at one table. At the other table, it was like a whole bunch of like supermodels, like these people like have been in every single Vogue magazine, whatever. And the other table was like hella NFL players, and this other table was just like all these people were like for surely in the mafia. But and then there was our table, we had our people, and then um this dude looked at the other dude, and I guess he like they didn't even know each other, but he was there with somebody's girl or however the situation broke out, and then they start fighting, and then they like because look, their tables are like one table's right here, one table's right here, and ours like on the middle, so they like kind of crossed like in front of our table to start like fighting and shit. So then they like spilled like a drink on somebody on our table because they was like fighting and pushing up on people. So then our table starts fighting them, bruh. And it was just a wild shit to see all these like millionaires and these niggas. Like, if you go outside the fucking venue, like there's literally like 3 Lambos, G Wagons, Bentegas, Urises, all this shit. And then it just looked like a street fight. Like it shit got cracking quick. Shit was wild. And here, like, damn, it just took one person to get all these people out their character, like, you know what I'm saying? And that shit was, it was crazy. That shit was for surely crazy.
So what's next for Kid Filmz, man?
Man, honestly, like I said, I really want to build my clothing brand, start collabing with a lot more creatives. I have a lot of people in my circle who are dope, and I want to be able to share that spotlight with them and bring them up and help them and what they need to do and get the help that I need from them. Like Instagram just dropped this feature where like you can post a picture now. So definitely gonna have like a lot of businesses collabing a lot more. So I'm about to definitely utilize that and really be able to build and make like just really be able to create dope stuff with the people around me that we can offer each other equal value. Like I said, with the clothing brand, I want to start my own production team. Like I was telling you guys, really build my empire, not on an individual level anymore. My goal is to move to Los Angeles by the end of the year. I could move out there like 6 months ago, but I got a couple of like family obligations out here in the Bay Area. But I definitely want to just at this point just take that chance and really put all chips in and bet on myself and know that I'm a win. Because I feel like in Los Angeles the clientele extremely exceeds the clientele where I'm at right now. And just besides that, just continue to live life day by day, let life take me to where it's going to take me, surround me by the people where it's going to surround me by, and just make sure with all that, just having, some moral happiness with that and really just, focus on, just improving yourself every day, bro. If you just get 1% better every day, you're going to be 100% of a better person in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Who's your top 5 rappers of all time?
Well, hold on. We can do that in the second part.